So it has been a minute. Sorry, I kind of went on a little hiatus there. Been away from posting for a while. Not that it really mattered, but more importantly, I was away from SDI for a little while. Really big, unfortunate life events happened, but I'm getting back on my feet and back in the game, really. Finally started up with SDI again. My first class back is the customizing and woodworking course. In that course is the muzzleloader lab, where you build one of these guys. It was a bit of a challenge. My small workspace here. You can see my workspace has changed a little bit, and that's just one of the big results that came from those events that I had to deal with, the Air Force and whatnot. If you subscribe, you might see me put a video out after I get out about everything that happened. But at the end of the day, it was kind of a humbling experience having to do, schoolwork and gunsmithing and stuff on such a small, compact workspace. But there's bigger things in the future, and you stay updated with me, you'll probably see the process. Now I've put together like a montage of all the videos that I've submitted throughout the course for each individual assignment. I'll add in some commentary to help you guys understand like what I was doing and what it really consisted of. A lot of it was just shaping the stock, getting the feel for using files, rasp, fitting the brass parts. Definitely not something that I'm used to. It's a foreign realm. But I'll save more of the talking for the end of the video. So right now, let's get to it. Now, this project was a bit of a learning curve for me. Like I said earlier in the video, most of my work is you know, doing modern sporting rifles like that one. I actually just built this one about a month ago from scratch. Not from scratch, I mean the parts. I didn't make the parts, but you know, I went on the Brownells website, spent about $1,000 and put this guy together. Best way to describe that build is, you know, all bark but no bite, because there's like no recoil on it, but it is the loudest thing in the range. And I really wanted to reflect on the biggest takeaways I had from this experience with this rifle, because it is definitely something outside of my comfort zone. It really tested my patience. I've done carpentry before, you know, before the Air Force, before SDI. It's usually like residential and construction stuff. When you're doing woodworking on such a smaller scale and getting into these crevices and whatnot, your attention to detail will really test your patience and see how much time you're willing to spend to get the product that you want out of your work. Essentially, that's really something that, you know, I feel like I could have worked on, even working on sporting rifles, like modern sporting rifles like that one that you see back there. Some other things is just awareness of your surroundings and having to work in this small workspace. Very first class that I took with SDI, we kind of touched on how to make a workbench or like a workspace for gunsmithing. Kind of emphasized a lot on making do with what you have. Now at the time I was living in a house with a 2-car garage. You know, I wasn't really limited on space, but I actually found myself referring to the old textbook from that class to build this little workspace. So it works out. Tool management was another one. I used a lot of tools on this gun. I think I went through about 6 or 7 rasps and files, and then you have all your chisels for inletting the hard metal parts. And like tool management and tool accountability is something that I do every day, but I really had to pay attention to that in my own workspace with this build. Now going on to what else I plan to do with this build. Customizing and woodworking is FTT210, and there's a follow-on class for it, and it's FTT211, and that one, I believe they go through, you know, finishes and they finish off the crown here. I don't want to get too much into what I think they'll do in that class, but some modifications I think I'll probably put on this guy is maybe installing, you know, a rail system. I really don't want to compromise the integrity of the barrel where all the stuff happens. Another thing to note for you know, future subscribers is I play a lot of Tarkov, so that's where I kind of got the idea of putting maybe like a dovetail mount, one of these sides here, so I could put like a Dragunov scope mount or something on it. And that idea kind of stems from a lot of the traditional firearms I see nowadays getting modernized. For those of you who know me, I'm a huge Grand Thumb fan. He's ex-Air Force, gun fanatic. His YouTube channel's just taken off. He's the owner of Onward Research, which is an awesome place to get gear. And he has a video where him and Charlie from, I think it was Charlie, it might have been Micah, who, it doesn't matter, but they're doing a video on lever action, and they're I think one was a Henry and the other was a Marlin, but they're completely modded out. Like they got like M-lock rails. I think one of them had a key lock rail. I think he was running his lever action. I think it was a 4570 with an EOTech. I'm a huge EOTech advocate, so I might go pretty nuts and just really modernize this guy. But don't get me wrong, I'll probably still put like a traditional finish on it. I'm a big fan of the dark woods and whatnot. Maybe like a cherry wood or like a dark mahogany finish. But you know, that really sums it up though. I will be taking the FTT211 class in October, I believe. I think I started in October. You know, subscribe and stay tuned to that, and you can see, you know, more stuff done to this rifle. And then even after that, you know, I was talking about modernizing it. We'll see where that goes. I promise you guys it'll be interesting though. But you know, that's enough said, and my next few videos will probably be in the same little workbench. So if you want to learn about making do with what you got, just keep watching. But you know, that's all I got for you guys right now. So stay strapped and stay safe.